soccer. Welcome to the high school football MVCC Game of the Week presented by City Barbecue and Miami Valley Adapted Sports. It's week number 2, and we're here at Dayton Outpatient Center Field in West Carrollton, Ohio, where the G-Walks West Carrollton Pirates are set to host the Southwest Buckeye League's Northridge Polar Bears. Thanks for being with us. I'm Jared Bergstrom alongside my partner Jeff Allen. It is 59 degrees with rain in the forecast here in West Carrollton tonight, so it'll be a wet one. Both teams are 0-1 coming into the year. Jeff, how did the Polar Bears fare last week against Bethel?
Bethel was just too much for the Polar Bears to handle, losing 63-22 in the season opener. Bethel held a 2014 lead at the half, but a 43-point second half by the Bees was the icing on the cake to walk away with the easy win. But, however, Northridge did have a lot to be happy about. Running back Twan Hines had 198 yards and 2 touchdowns, while quarterback Mason Harden also had a nice game, 4-10 passing with 110 yards and a touchdown. If Northridge can put together the game plan from week 1, might be able to come out with a big win on the road, Jared.
Last week the Pirates were shut out the first game of the season against Little Miami 42-0. And to be honest, it really wasn't anything to hang your hat on if you're the Pirates, mustering only 57 total yards of offense and not moving the ball well. 2 turnovers and 1-9 on third down is not going to win you a football game. But the Pirates are led by a bunch of seniors, and they know they want to get some revenge on this Polar Bear team as they beat them last year 28-6.
Yes, indeed.
All right, Jeff. Northridge's head coach has been here for a long time. It's the start of his 14th year exact. So what do we know about Bob Stone?
Well, Bob Stone was with an 0-1 record this year, 29-102 overall record, has never made the playoffs while leading Northridge High School. But he does hold the record at Northridge for the most interceptions in a season. So, what about on the other sideline?
This is Derek Hawk's first year as the Pirates head coach. He's replacing Doug Hatcher, who's 0-1 this year. He's Stebbins' defensive coordinator in 2016 and a West Carrollton alumni. All right, and now, Jeff, what has to happen for Northridge offensively and defensively to come out with a win tonight?
Well, first of all, Northridge needs to continue to utilize the running game. Last week, the Polar Bears had 272 total rushing yards, 198, of course, from breakout running back Twan Hines. If the Polar Bears can keep up the rushing attack from week 1, they might be able to sneak out of West Carrollton with a win. And also, with utilizing the run game, trust your quarterback, Mason Harden. Last week against Bethel, he threw for 110 yards on only 4 completions, piecing together a couple big plays. Let Harden take control of the game and see if he is up to making the big plays to lead his team to victory. Defensively, however, watch out for the pass. Even though the Pirates didn't do well on either side of the ball last week, quarterback Tristan Dillon, who is 6'6", may I mention, threw for over 1,200 yards last season, so he can air it out if he wants to. Also, get West Carrollton off the field. Even though West Carrollton didn't score at all last week, they still held onto the ball for 24 minutes. Time of possession was running up, which doesn't seem like that much, but it limits your possessions and can put you in a situation late in the game that you don't want to be in. And Jared, what about the Pirates?
For West Carrollton, it's simple. You have to keep third down manageable. Last week, West Carrollton was 1 of 9 on third down. If the Pirates want to have a chance to win this game, they can't afford to have third and long because you can't leave points on the field. And with this West Carrollton offense, they've left a lot of points on the field over the last few years.
Indeed.
Defensively, they have to limit penalties. Some younger players out there on the team in some spots, penalties will extend drive for Northridge and probably will take your chances away in this game, and you have to force turnovers. And for tonight's predictions, Jeff, who do you think is going to win?
I'm taking Northridge all the way. I think that Twan Hines is too big of a player to ignore, and especially with this dreadful West Carrollton defense, is going to run all over him.
I'm going to take the Pirates in a close one at home. And the kickoff was fielded by number 3 of the Pirates.
No, that was the...
Oh, that's Northridge. Oops. Northridge's first drive will start out at the 27.
Here we go, kicking off tonight, week 2.
Twan Hines, number 1, standing next to quarterback number 5, Mason Harden. Harden hands off to Hines. Hines cuts back out. He's out to the 37.
And there's that man.
And that might be enough for a first down.
Hines was extremely effective last week, as we mentioned, for 198 yards, only on 14 carries, Jared.
Right, and his first play of the game was an 82-yard touchdown run.
That does not hurt at all.
And it is enough for a first down. It's a gain of 11. Hines gets the carry again. He's rolling to the right. He has a big hold of the right. And he's tackled at about the Pirates' 22 or 32, and there's a flag on the play. You see, watch Hines. That's just pure speed going along the right side. Looks
Jordan
like
Shepard with a face mask. Looked like a hard face mask there at the end.
There's negating penalties.
Yep, offsetting penalties right there.
So it'll be a replay of the first down.
So defensive back number 7, Jordan Shepard, offsets the holding penalty on the Polar Bear, so it'll just come back. So here we go, Northridge coming back.
Hines is in the back, or Harden in the backfield again. Harden hands off to Hines up the middle. Hines maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1 on the play.
And a tackle led by senior Kyle Lunicky. That was a group tackle. A lot of Pirates in on there, showing a lot of urgency defensively, Jared. How do you think that can affect this game in a positive way?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
I said, how do you think the early intensity can affect the game in a positive way?
Well, I think Northridge has to, West Carrollton wants to try and win it at home, so Northridge has to come out and try to sustain a long drive and maybe take the defense out of this early. As Hines gets another carry, fumbles the ball, but gets it back, and that'll be 3rd and about 11 now.
And that's going to be your player to watch all night on this Pirates defense. Toby Lamb, the junior, 6'2", 180 on the defensive end. Last week versus Bethel, he had 12 tackles, a forced fumble, and an interception from the defensive end. So obviously a very effective player for the Pirates defense, one of the only effective players.
3rd and long here. It's good. I guess we got to see how good Harden's arm is in the rain. Low snap. He's being chased, and he is sacked in the backfield by the Pirates.
And there's that man.
Yep, the kid you were just talking about for the Pirates.
Speak of the devil, Toby Lamb coming up with the first sack of the season for him. Huge sack there, too.
I don't think Harden felt him coming along the blind side at all.
Well, the rain did not help one bit. So Northridge will come out here. It'll be forced to punt.
I think it's Sean Shee on the punt for the Pirates. No, actually, that's number 61.
No punt for the Polar Bears.
For Polar Bears. Jacob Hoskins. A high snap. It's at the 10. It's
He's going to have to get out of there. He's going to have to get out of there. Oh, he has open field.
There is a flag on the play. But as it stands, it will be West Carrollton ball at the 29. It's a false start on the offense, and West Carrollton will take advantage on the bad punt. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 26.
So here we go. The Pirates take possession of this one. Early, really good stop. Stubborn defense on the first drive.
They have to come away with points on this drive. You're too close to the red zone, too close to the end zone to not come away with anything.
The junior Dylan leading West Carrollton offense to the back of the top of the huddle.
Handoff up the middle. Maybe a gain of 4 on the play.
It's going to be number 35, Dakota's Turner.
Actually, it'd be a gain of 6. 2nd and 4 from the 20. So now they're in the red zone.
Yeah, we can't see. Yeah, we have like 2 bad. Like touchdowns and plays, we can't see past the wall.
West Carrollton comes out of the huddle. Play clock's already down to 9.
Apparently I'm lying.
And a false start will be called against the Pirates.
We're moving it right now.
So that'll back them up 5. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Stupid mistakes early. That's going to come back and bite him in the butt.
And with how windy it is out there tonight, that could be the difference in a field goal made or not.
Yeah, this is going to be a very conservative game.
Absolutely.
So here we go. More clouds start to roll in and more rain.
You're live.
Play clock's down to 5.
Dylan
High
with the toss.
pitch. And that'll be a first down and more down inside the 10. First
After the-
and 10 from the 11 after the big play by the Pirates. And they're getting pushed. It might be down to the 4.
I can't see anything.
They're having technical
There we go. After the rush, it's going to be about 2nd and 4.
They can get a first down without getting a touchdown.
This could be the first points of the Pirates season right here. Holding their breath as they approach the goal line. They're going to be Turner in the backfield.
Dylan hands it off up the middle. And I don't know if he even gets past the line of scrimmage on that one.
Turner quickly brought down from the fullback position. They had a little motion late. Jordan Joseph coming around on the motion.
I think maybe if we could see a replay of that one, I think the quarterback should have kept the ball and followed Joseph up the middle.
Did not choose the correct option on the read right there.
3rd and 2 from the 4. I say this is by far 4 down territory if you're the Pirates.
They're almost doing a wider Y wing look.
Handoff up the middle.
Dakota's Turner.
It's at the goal line. It's a touchdown
And
for
that's
the
a
Pirates.
touchdown.
I think Jordan Joseph, no, that is number 35 for the Pirates.
That was Dakota's Turner.
With a 2-yard touchdown run for the Pirates to put them up 6-0 early.
And the stout 5'10", 220 sophomore barreling in right there. Saw him a few times this drive.
Extra point is up and blocked. So Northridge blocks the extra point, but the Pirates lead 6-0 with 6:19 left in the first quarter off of the Northridge turnover.
So first points of the year. How are you feeling if you're the Pirates right here?
Oh, that has to give some relief to the head coach first year.
Some hope.
First points as a head coach for the season early in game number 2.
Feel really good. Took advantage of the good field position right there.
All you can do is build momentum off of it.
That's one of the things West Carrollton is going to have to utilize throughout the game, is taking advantage of those opportunities, those open spaces.
West Carrollton's last kick, or the first kickoff of the game, only got to the 30 as it was a squib kick. So really back deep for the Polar Bears is number 3, Sean Shea, and it looks like number 12, Robbie Turner.
What is that? Whoa. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Kickoff, another squib one up the middle. Fielded by She, and he just kneels at the 27. So once again, the Polar Bears will start this drive at their own 27 and 73 yards looking at them in pay dirt. If you're Northridge this time, you just got to continue to feed the ball to Hines. He seems to be the only one that can be moving the ball.
Yeah, the offensive line was penetrated a few different times, and
especially on that third and long play to get that big sack.
Yeah.
On their last drive, they need to shore up that right side of the line.
And if West Carrollton's going to keep up this intensity on defense, Toby Lamb off the edge, number 21, will be the key.
And he's going up against Bradley Smith, the offensive lineman for the Polar Bears, and he ain't getting it. As you see right there, Lamb gets through, but Hines with a big run to the outside for a gain of 9.
Just the ball carrier vision on that one was really good. He identifies one person at a time up the field.
Did you see how he did that move on Lamb to get away?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that was all Bradley Smith's fault, allowing Lamb to get through untouched, basically.
Now that offensive line coach is going to have to get in there and tell him to hit their man. Got to stop that kind of penetration with only a 4-man rush.
2nd and 1 from the 37.
And West Carrollton's putting 5 on the line here, too.
Well, they know it's just going to go right to Hines. Hines, no. Number 12, Turner with the jet sweep, but he's hit hard by number 7 of the Pirates.
That was number 21, Toby Lamb.
Oh, that was 21 again?
Gigantic hit, and this kid is reading almost everything.
And he's coming off the field.
I think they're giving him a warning on celebration, honestly. What's happening?
He's being taken off the field.
Not quite sure what's going on right now.
He's just standing over here by the coach.
And number 13, Brandon Grant, will fill in temporarily for him off the edge. Can't really substitute that kind of impact.
Hine gets the bobble off the handoff. He has the first down. Oh, no, that's number 3. That's Shahi. But it's enough for a first down.
Whatever his name is, it was enough for a first down. So Mason Harden will bring the Polar Bears back to the line of scrimmage.
I don't know why is Hines not on the field? He's the only one that's had success moving the ball, and he's over there standing on the sideline.
They have a few downs. We'll see what they do.
Sheehy gets the carry up the middle, cuts to the outside, and maybe gets to midfield. Like tackle goes to, is that 21 again? Well, Shepard with the tackle for the Pirates. Ball is spotted at the 49.
So careful instruction. They line up in their formation.
Harden,
2 receivers on each side.
Harden hands off to Sheehy. Sheehy cuts back. He's at the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets one.
Maybe a half a yard on the play. MVCC to stop. Dakotas, right? Yep.
35, Turner Dakotas.
On that tackle again. And that's going to bring up 3rd.
Dakota's Turner on the tackle after he plunged it in for the touchdown.
3rd and 3 from midfield.
It's another kid showing great energy so far in the game.
Hines is still not in the backfield for the Polar Bears.
Sheehy
gets the carry. Sheehy has the first down and more. He runs into his own blocker but stays up. And he's down to about the 37 with the relentlessness to not go down is Sean Sheehy.
Kyle Lunicky and Dakota's Turner piling up for that Pirates tackle right now.
That was almost a 22-yard run.
So Twan Hines is back out on the field.
Well, it's about time.
We're seeing the same 2 receiver on each side formation. Perhaps trying to stretch the field for a run. Again.
Hines gets a carry. Hines maybe gains 4 on the play.
perhaps the most impressive thing about him is his balance. where he
Right, for
bounces
being
out
such
there.
a little guy.
Yeah.
I
The
mean,
center
only
of gravity comes back to bite the defender.
6 foot even, 185 pounds. And the footwork along the sidelines is something else to watch with him too.
Raw athleticism. There we go, that Pirates line. 5 of them again.
Hines gets the carry. Hines
Oh.
blows through the offensive line, but upended by number 20. Number 20 for the Pirates. Austin Couts. Here it is, a third and a short one for the Polar Bears. I guarantee Hines gets the ball. Hines does, and he has enough for the first down. Out to about the 24 or 26.
You see there, he kind of stutter steps to the outside and cuts back inside real quick to get those defenders off their toes.
He waits for the hole to open. And that's a lot coming from just a junior, and it's only his really the start of his second year starting at the running back position on varsity.
Definitely an exciting young prospect.
Flag on the play, blows it dead. False start.
That's going to bring him back 5.
4th and 15 now at the 31, or 1st and 15. The weather really isn't affecting either team this much. Both of them really come in with the pound and ground sort of attack.
Yeah, this is about what we expected so far. So here we go. Same formation, reset again.
Hard with the first
play.
pass of the game, complete to number 6, Daryl Story, and he maybe gets a gain of 1.
So they're very good nose for the ball by Dakota's Kerner.
Kyle Lunicky with the tackle for the Pirates. So the first pass of the game goes for nothing.
Harden's going to keep
keeps it and maybe gains 1 on the quarterback keeper.
Couts, the slot corner, coming in to make that play.
It'll be now 3rd and 14 with just over a minute left in the first quarter of our MVCC City Barbecue Game of the Week.
That intensity from the Pirates defense early on coming back, kind of replicating it here.
It's a big 3rd down here. Hines checks back into the game for the Polar Bears. Harden back to pass. Harden throwing it across, and that is intercepted by the Pirates, and he has nobody in front of him.
Tamar Coles is going. Tamar Coles may go all the way to the end zone, and he does. No one's going to catch him.
It's an 80-yard pick 6 for the Pirates, putting them up 12-0 with 26 seconds left in the first quarter.
Not only did they score the first touchdown of their year, they
First
scored
turnover of the year for the Pirates, forced.
So they score the first two touchdowns of the year in the first quarter of their second game. A lot more optimistic than last year the Pirates are right now.
And I believe they're going for 2 to make it an even 14-0 lead.
Well, this is not what we expected at all.
I picked West Carrollton to win. I don't know about you. Dillon's coming onto the field, so they're going for 2.
Taking the play. Coach on the sideline going nuts, as he should.
It's his first home game of the year for him. And with all that enthusiasm, they have to burn a timeout. They only had 10 on the play clock. But if we could see a replay of that interception for the Pirates.
So I don't know what kind of throw that was. I think the throw was altered or something.
I think Harden put way too much air under it, and Hines was way past where he needed to be.
No, it was not a good throw at all. Not taking anything away from the Pirates there. Great being in the right spot at the right time, but just not playing out. Not a good throw at all.
No, bad throw leads to a turnover and a touchdown for the Pirates.
A pick 6 to Mark Holes. He was thrown in the offense a lot last week. Had a few rushes. The only catch for 1 yard last week, so showing out on defense a little bit.
Student section starting to come alive for the Pirates. Dylan, the Pirates still going for 2. Dylan under center for the Pirates.
24 seconds left in the first quarter.
High pitch out to Jordan Joseph. Jordan Joseph has the edge, and he has the 2-point conversion.
And that's 14-0. West Carrollton Pirates are up at the end of the first quarter.
And that's going to bring the Pirates tally to 14 and the Polar Bears 0.
So almost 1 quarter of the way done in this game, and so far West Carrollton is pitching a perfect shutout.
This is it's pretty crazy.
I mean, by far not what either of us expected. I mean, the wind or the weather really holding off so far for this part of the game.
West Carrollton with intense defense early being the name of the game so far. They're letting that dictate the game, and if they can carry this over for the rest of the game,
It's going to be a long night for the Polar Bears
yes, indeed.
and a disappointing ride home.
No doubt, especially with West Carrollton's reputation.
So coming back out, it's Sheehy and Turner both at about the 30. Now they both back up to the 25. And I guarantee this will be another squib by the Pirates.
24 seconds left in the first quarter. And away we go.
It's a squib fielded by Sheehy. He touched it. Sheehy has blocking to the right.
He has a hole. He has a seam.
One man to beat. He's still up and he's tackled at midfield. I did not see who tackled him for the Panthers,
That was the kicker.
but there's a flag on the play back at the 15,
Number 18, Brent Paisler on the tackle.
and I believe that's going to be a block in the back against the Polar Bears, or holding.
So yet another mistake by Northridge. And their own play is starting to kind of haunt them here.
So now, instead of starting out 1st and 10 from the 50, you start out 1st and 10 from about the 15.
And that's going to back it up.
Spot foul will make it 20, and then you go back 10 yards, and you start at the 10.
Well, this is not good for the Northridge offense, which has already been stouted 2 times.
With 9 seconds left in the first quarter.
And they are really backed up here, Jared.
Ball's on the 10, on the far hash mark.
Definitely expecting this one to go to Hines here.
Hines gets the carry. Hines making people move. He has the first down and more, and he pushed out at about the 28 with 2 seconds left.
And what you're learning quick if you're watching here is you cannot give this man seams at all, as you see on the City Barbecue replay. Just bounces through that hole and gone for a double-digit gain.
Seconds in the first quarter.
Looks like there's an injured Polar Bear on the field on the far sideline.
And knees are down.
Zoom in on the far sideline. To the left. Yeah.
What's happening? Is something happening? There's something.
You see there, all the Polar Bears are down on one knee.
This isn't looking pretty. He is not moving. Not moving much at all. And taking advantage to practice snaps in between their teammates' injury.
I can't see
Looks like he's grabbing at his lower body there.
Action. I'd like to thank some of our sponsors.
Maybe his knee.
Friggers, American Family Insurance.
Tonight's MVCC High School Football Game of the Week is being recorded by the Miami Valley Communications Council staff and interactive media students from Kettering, Fairmont, and West Carrollton High Schools. Go to mvcc.net to find rebroadcasts for this game and others throughout the season.
Oh yeah, he's crying.
It looks like number 59, Devin McCartney, for the Polar Bears, and he's not putting any pressure on his right leg at all.
Have we caught who he is yet?
That does not look good for them.
59.
Is it 59? 50? Sure it's 59 or 50?
59.
59. Number 59 was the injured player for
And ticking down.
Northridge.
This will be the last play of the first quarter.
So lame.
And we hope
In week 2 of the MVCC Game of the Week. Had some ups and downs, a lot of them, here
Yeah,
in just the first quarter.
with 2 seconds left on the
Tale of triumph here for the West Carrollton Pirates so far. Stingy defense has gone a long way.
Hines gets the carry, and Hines will maybe get 1 or 2 on the play, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. West Carrollton leading 14-0 over the visiting Polar Bears of Northridge. A lot of surprises in that first quarter by the Pirates. I mean, I can't tell you the last time the Pirates had a pick six
The announcer?
or whenever the Pirates were leading after the first quarter in the
Yeah,
game.
I've definitely had to pinch myself a few times, but well, we're here now. It's happening.
It is. West Carrollton has something going, up 14, and this defense is something.
Perhaps the laughing stock of GWalk is trying to turn things around here in week 2, being very effective on the defensive side of the ball, leading
Tonight-
the easy points.
Tonight's game is also sponsored by Miami Valley Adapted Sports. Miami Valley Adapted Sports is a provides recreational and competitive sporting opportunities with individuals with physical disabilities. Visit MVAS for more information now.
So here we go. That Northridge offense is going to come storming out on the opposite side of the field now.
2nd and 8, start of the second quarter.
All right, as we get ready to get the second quarter underway, Northridge brings it to the line, and the Pirates are ready.
Hines gets the carry. He's rolling. Oh, no, that's Sheehy gets the carry. And he maybe gets 1 on the play. No, it's a fumble recovered by the Pirates. I did not see the ball come out. Let's watch it here late. Oh,
Yeah, you
yep,
can see that
Sheehy
ball.
just lost it.
And number 50, Sean Garvey, hopping on that one.
So 1st and 10 from the 30 now for the Pirates.
And more hustle by West Carrollton on the defensive side of the ball.
When they continue to surprise us, the surprises still come.
They are
From this
making
Pirates
their mark
defense.
tonight. Being extremely intense, and Northridge, Bob Stone has
I
to
don't
be over
think-
there pulling his hair out.
We didn't see who recovered.
Number 50. Dylan hands off. Up the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
And Pirates hand it off and take it straight up the middle. Sean Garvey was the recovery.
Number 4, Jacob caught him on that run.
2nd and maybe, 2nd and 8.
Sean Garvey was the one on the recovery for the fumble to give it back to the Pirates.
Play clock's down to 10. West Carrollton really does take all 25 seconds to make a play come in.
About the 28-yard line.
And Tristan Dillon.
Hands it off.
No, he keeps it.
Oh,
he keeps it.
it.
An easy first there. Good read by Tristan Dillon. The bounce to the outside after the fake handoff.
Number 14.
I think he was knocked out of bounds at the 15.
What a nice fake in the backfield and carried around.
And the
right
junior
side.
has excellent size, 6'6", 205 at the quarterback position with the mobility that he showed you there. he has the tools to be a great one, Jared. He just has to put it all together and get some more talent around him. So the giant Dylan will lead the huddle back to the line of scrimmage again.
Handoff goes to number 5, it looks like.
Number 35, Dakota Turner.
And Dakota's up the middle again. Number 35 at the carry. And he's going to pick up about 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
You saw on the replay, he just goes straight up the middle.
5 for Northridge. Andrew Hall on the play.
Andrew Hall with the tackle. You see at the end of that replay.
You see that little sheet of rain still coming down out there. It has been raining since about 3 o'clock today.
And a flag on the play. That'll be a false start against the Pirates.
And we've got a flag on the play, and it's going to be false start on the Pirates. That's going to back it up 5.
So, really first bad mistake here tonight. And if they can avoid little mistakes like that, they can keep what they have going. They're playing really good on the defensive side of the ball. And when your defense is playing that good, all your offense has to do is have the ability to
hold on to the ball.
March 30 yards down the field. Slow and methodically, man. That's exactly what they're doing. Both sides of the ball are working really good so far. So we'll see that motion like we have a lot with West Carrollton.
Pitch out to number 1.
Jordan Joseph on the carry. You see on the replay.
This was the last run. Gain of gain of 4 on the play for Joseph.
Ball sitting on about the 8-yard line.
They can get a first down without a touchdown.
So here we go. We'll probably see a pass here, I'd imagine.
3rd and 3, yes.
Wide receivers lining up. You see Darian
Look at
Matthews out there, number 15. Oh, and they're going to do a toss to Tamar Coles, the
And
same
he's
guy
in.
who had that pick 6, and he's
And-
in for a second touchdown of the game.
First offensive touchdown of the game for him, his 2nd total.
Tamar Coles,
And now the Pirates go up 20-0.
number 28.
That was the guy who had the only reception last week, and now he has an interception and a rush. Both were touchdowns. A true playmaker, Coles is on the field right now.
On to attempt the extra point is the Pirates. Kick is up. Kick is good.
Brent Paisler's going to get it in there between the posts.
21-0 now lead the Pirates with 9:23 left.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Northridge put up 22 against Bethel. Can't even score a point against West Carrollton here.
Right.
What is wrong with them? Surprisingly, we haven't seen as much as Twan Hines as I think we'd
I
like
know
to.
he's staying on the sideline, it seems, for 1st and 2nd down, and they only want him to come in and get the 3rd down play. And on 1st and 2nd down is where the Polar Bears have turned it over twice tonight.
Yeah, definitely confusing.
No, you're on.
That's the guy who has created almost all their yardage, and it seems that just can't get on the field. Number 18, Paisler, will come back out. Perhaps to squib kick it again. They're packing it in close here.
A lot of wind moving from the left to right of or moving from left to right across the screen.
And the Polar Bears back to receive.
Another squib kick. And that one's fielded at the 44.
Ball's going to be stopped on about
Number 10 with the recovery. That is Kelvin Carroll for the Polar Bears. This is by far the best starting field position the Polar Bears have had. But with no points on the board almost halfway through the 2nd quarter, they've got to figure out something to get through this West Carrollton defense.
Just something. And Twan Hines is back there next to number 5, Mason Harden. for a first down. So
Oh, no, Hines is coming out. Oh, no, that's Sheehy coming out wide. Hines gets the pitch to the left. Bullies through out past midfield and picked up about 8 on the play.
and runs like that, you ask, why is he out? If every time you come in he does that, why remove him from the game?
I don't know. But, I mean, Bob Stone's been there for 14 years, so, I mean, obviously he must be doing something right.
He has a 29-107 record, so obviously he's not doing that much right.
Well, I mean, to keep him there after a 29-107 record is something, too.
Twan Hines to the outside,
Hines has the first down,
clearly past the marker.
and he stayed in bounds.
And not sure if it's enough for a first down.
So with a quarter, a third.
They're saying, okay, it's third down and a link on the chain.
For Northridge.
I mean, you just, if you give it to Harden, let Harden run it right up the middle for 1
yeah,
yard.
you got to go in between the tackles here.
You can't go anything to the right. That is where number 28 has been killing them from the Pirates. First down, run by Hines out to about the 39, or no, the 41.
That boy isn't being touched tonight, man.
And he's almost gaining 5 or 6 yards before he's even touched.
Yeah, he's definitely blows through the hole really quick. Those short bursts of speed is what is getting him those yards. We're waiting for direction. Northridge offense sets up and their usual formation.
Play clock's down to 10.
2 receivers on each side here.
Hines gets the carry right up the middle, and he blows through for a gain of 6.
He was down.
But there's a flag on the far side of the field.
Flag on the play as well.
He was clearly down on that one.
I think the flag blew the play dead. That'll be a false start and back him up 5. So it'll be first and 10 or 15 from the 47 for the Polar Bears.
Replay first down.
Yeah, I know, like moving around.
So mental mistakes like that still holding Northridge back here in the middle of the second quarter.
And we said West Carrollton's the one that needs to not commit the penalties.
Yeah, they aren't at all. They have about
I
2
think
false start
2.
penalties. Yeah, and that's it. Other than that, West Carrollton has been executing on almost all cylinders tonight. The only thing that they can't stop is Twan Hines.
And I think he's getting the ball once again.
It's gonna be a pitch to the outside.
Hines has maybe back to the original. Oh, he breaks a tackle. He's to the outside.
He broke 2 tackles there,
Hines down to the 20.
and he's
Tackle at
gone.
10, and he's in the end zone for a 47-yard touchdown run.
And that's the wow factor in a halfback you want to see.
I think they're saying he stepped out of bounds at the 10.
Despite stepping out of bounds, that's still an excellent run, even if you don't get that last little push.
Right. So there's the one of the explosive plays we expect from him tonight.
It's exactly what the Polar Bears need to move forward in this game.
So a 35-yard run on 3rd and long, setting the Polar Bears up for their first red zone appearance tonight. And the quarterback keeps it.
And Harden's going to be pushed out before he gets there. Perhaps at the 2, I think. They're going to mark it at about the 2.5-yard line.
Nice fake here. Watch him. Oh, well, maybe Hines thought he was going to keep it, and Harden saw something he liked and ran maybe for a first down.
I think that was definitely a read option from the way Hines almost jerked the ball.
It's 2nd and 1 from the 2.
And Hines blows past the first sheet of West Carrollton defense
No
for a
signal
touchdown.
yet, and there's a signal on the far side, so Hines with a 2-yard touchdown run for the Polar Bears.
That's the 3rd of this year.
And he just blows through it. I mean,
Yeah, there's no way. He's just physically
number 66,
superior on that one.
Castle Carter, and 67, Devin Nickel, both with contact right at the line of scrimmage, but Hines able to just plow over him. And Cody Fisher's on to kick the extra point. This will cut it to a 2-touchdown lead.
And West Carrollton really loading up on that one side.
Kick is up. Kick
Oh,
is
it's
blocked.
blocked. And number 10 right there, James Davis, coming off the edge, getting right on that. And now you know why they stacked up that side so much. Good strategy there for the
Yeah.
West Carrollton Pirates.
Late substitution on the left side, so probably not knowing the blocking assignment for that. And with 6:47 left in the City Barbecue Game of the Week.
And this is the best football I've ever seen played by the City of West Carrollton's football team so far. They're executing on all cylinders tonight.
It'll be interesting to see what Northridge does out of this touchdown. That's something. Each team missed their first touchdown's extra point. Each blocked at that end.
West Carrollton just made up with it with a 2-point conversion there.
Think Northridge will onside it?
Do you want me to get the kicker?
I mean, if you do look at a possible onside, West Carrollton only has 3 people on the right side or on the top side of the field until the 40.
Am I live right now? No, I'm live.
So I mean, I can see where they would onside it to that side to the top of the screen.
And here we go.
Comes the kick. Squib right up the middle, and it is fielded by number 20
And quickly covered
at the 45.
45-yard line.
That is Austin Couts.
Austin Counts, number 20 on that.
I don't think he was expecting that ball at all. He went to turn around and just had his hands out and caught it.
First and 10.
So excellent starting field position once again for the Pirates. I say if you can hold on to the ball for this last 6:43.
So you saw Dylan discussing the offense with the coach, going out there, being the field general for this team. It's going pretty good so far, the West Carrollton Pirates offense. Granted, they have been set up by the defense a lot.
Right,
But still
so
executing. That's the important part.
This is probably one of the longer drives they're going to have. Dylan hands it off up the middle. Is that Joseph?
I've got number 4 on the carry. Jacob Cotton.
Jacob Cotton with the carry for the Pirates. Out to about the 49. So gain of 4.
Tackled by number 3, Sean Sheehy.
Sean Sheehy with the tackle.
Ball sitting on about the 48-yard line.
So with 7 to go, you got to think you'll see the same
Same
option
play
kind
call.
of stay play, yeah.
And West Carrollton breaks the huddle at 10.
Both these teams' offenses have been very one-dimensional today.
Right. I think that's mostly how they have game planned the whole year. And that run goes nowhere, maybe a gain of 1. And they're still falling after the whistle is blown. Maybe a gain of 1 for Cotton.
Number 50 with the stop for Northridge.
Javon Andrews with the tackle.
Kept the ball at the line of scrimmage.
And it'll say no gain
For the Pirates.
with 5.5 left in the first half of our MVCC Game of the Week, week number 2, here in West Carrollton, Ohio.
So the huddle break, and
This has got to be a pass for the Pirates.
2 on the top side of your screen up there.
They're going to pitch it out to Joseph. Joseph has a blocker out in front. He has a first down.
First down for the Pirates.
Great acceleration there by Jordan Joseph.
There's a flag on the play.
On the field.
Another yellow.
What's he saying?
That might be a holding against West Carrollton. I'll back it up 10.
On West Carrollton on the play. And that's going to back it up 10.
So now 3rd down and 17. It is a first down.
Spot foul.
First down will stand, and then they'll back him up 10.
First down for the Pirates. And it does.
So Pirates still hauling that first,
Penalty.
even with
Bring up
the
first
mistake.
10 for the Pirates on the Polar Bears 49. Or excuse me,
So they get they convert on third, something they didn't do a lot last
Right.
week. So execution continues as the first half winds down for the West Carrollton Pirates. Same formation here for Dylan. Dylan gets knocked down, but despite still hands it off to Dakota's Turner.
And that might be enough for a gain of 6.
I think that's gonna be 2nd and 2 right there.
Jerron Lander with the tackle for the Polar Bears.
Bring up second down and about 4 for the Pirates.
2nd and 4.
Ball sitting on about the 38-yard line.
6-yard run for Turner
Just under 4
has been
minutes,
very
40
reliable
seconds to go in
today.
half.
Pirates break the huddle at 10 once again.
Quickly to the line of scrimmage.
I guarantee this will be a handoff, as it has been all night. Handoff to 35 again.
Turner up the middle, and I think he may have got the first down on that one.
I don't think he got it.
They're gonna mark him down.
That might be a chain link. They're too short. Well,
It is. It's the first down for the Pirates. Nice carry by number 35. Dakota's, what's his last name?
Yeah, that spot was right on, and
right. Didn't look like the ref marked it right on the right spot.
The Pirates, as they keep working the clock with 3:50 to go in the first half.
West Carrollton here with Coles in motion.
A throw from the Dylan.
Tamar Coles.
He will be close to the first down. A gain of 8 on the play.
Mark Coles on that reception, picking up about 9.
He's making everything tonight. First catch of the year. First interception. First touchdown of the year.
Actually, no, he had a catch last week.
Oh,
he had
was
the only one.
The 1 for 1 yard.
Yep, he was the 1 yard.
Long one, whichever way you want to see it.
Nice drive going right here for the Pirates. Working the clock.
Pirates still working
And
the
as the
clock.
game goes
Under
on,
3 minutes to go in the first half.
more and more passing attempts I expect to see from Trishan Dillon. 2nd and 2, I expect them to run here, though, and they do.
Pitch out to Joseph. And he might get back to the line of scrimmage.
Good hustle by Jordan Joseph there. A lot of heart you could see just in his strides trying to get there, hustling.
Tackled by number 4, Jerron Lander.
Landers for
See a little irritation push when he got up.
3rd and 2 from the 26 with 2:20 left in the first half.
The Pirates getting close on the 27 here. 26, actually.
Play clock is at 2 at 1, and they just get it off.
and Dakota's Turner on the carry.
Turner up the middle. It'll put him
Pick up the first down on the play.
down to about the 15. No, the 16.
Get about 6 on that. About 6 yards on that carry. Bring up first and 10 for the Pirates.
There we go.
On the 18.
Dylan and the Pirates are going to no huddle it here.
No huddle, under 2 minutes left.
Turner again. And he shoves his way for about a yard or two.
Maybe.
Turner taking it up the middle again for a hard run.
Looks like 50, Javon Andrews with the initial
Down to about 8.
contact.
As we're sticking down to about a minute and a half to go in the first half.
Timeout Pirates with 1:30 left.
We've got timeout Pirates on the field.
I mean, if you're West Carolina, what do you call here? I mean, so far the run has kind of been stopped so far this drive. They've had 2 good passes. I think whatever it has to touch number 28's hands.
Yeah, Tamar Coles is definitely making plays so far throughout this game, and he's just going to continue to do so. He gets open field, and he's gone.
And if you're Northridge, you just have to show up and you got to hit someone. I mean, you're down 21-6, and you kick off to start the second half. So you have to get a big play with a minute and a half left.
Timeout clock goes up there.
So it'll be interesting to see how this next 2 minutes play out in this game.
Someone who's caught my eye so far, doubling as the middle linebacker and fullback, Dakota's Turner, has a really tough culture to the style of play. And he's just been hustling and grinding those tough group tackles and fighting through to get short yardage situations. Really grabbing my eye so far.
25 to go in the first half. Bring it to the line. First and 10, or second and 8, excuse me.
Dylan takes the snap. Run goes to the left. Down inside, maybe at the 10. It's Turner once again with another run down. It'll be 3rd and short here for the Pirates with 1:19 left.
And he picks up the first down.
The clock should be going.
Yeah, I don't know.
First and all, first down. You stop to spot the ball. 35 up the middle. And he's gang tackled. First one with contact is number 53 for the Polar Bears. That is Tommy Pico.
And Turner continuing to display his toughness.
And under a minute left, West Carrollton has one timeout. Chooses to not use it. 2nd and 5.
Before they go into halftime.
So 5 to go. So they reach
40
that beloved end
seconds
zone.
left on the play clock. Joseph, pass up the middle.
And that's Jordan Joseph with the receiving touchdown. Beautiful play action to Turner. Joseph is waiting in the slot, as you see on the City Barbecue replay.
Way to snatch that one out of the air. Jordan Joseph with his first touchdown of the year. And with 33 seconds left in the first half, West Carrollton adds another touchdown to an impressive lead.
They are showing out tonight. They're performing to their full ability, no doubt, Jared.
Kick is up. It's good. Well, now it's roles have reversed. Last year's final score was Northridge 28-6. And going into the half, it looks like it's going to be West Carrollton 28-6. I mean, if you're if you're Northridge, you'd have to restart this game in
You're
the halftime.
baffled. You have to
Yeah.
take it drive by drive. That's my advice, Jared. If I'm the coach, that's all I'm telling them.
It's going to have to be 4-down territory from here on out for the Polar Bears.
They need to kind of reinvent themselves. Like, what they're doing is not working. An
No.
abundance of mistakes.
And they're not
supplying
putting-
West Carrollton in the field position.
Hines is not on the field when he needs to be on the field.
And that's 24/7. So we'll see if they get
I'd like
their
to see him out
number
here and
one
return a
player.
kick.
Yeah, he's blocking. The bottom right of your screen, just out of reach. Hines is down there, but he is not returning.
I say put him out there, return him. He has the speed to get it. 2 timeouts, though, for the Polar Bears. And this one, I would have let it bounce out of bounds. That's a bad play by the Polar Bears.
Yeah, because if it goes out of bounds, it's a penalty.
And they get the ball at the 40.
So 29 seconds for Northridge to desperately fish out for something, just something.
78 yards. I'd say if you could maybe gain about 30 on this, get out of bounds or call a timeout.
They're desperately feeling out for a spark.
I mean, Harden is going to have to throw the ball.
They're going to have to display that arm. And Harden is not out there. The quarterback is not on the field.
That's number 6.
Number 8.
Number 8. And he keeps it. And he goes out of bounds. Maybe a gain of 7. That is LaShawn Hooper.
LaShawn Hooper on that play. And we've seen a little bit of him about halfback and you know, the slot.
Northridge takes a timeout. I mean, that was not a good play. They only gained maybe 6 on the play.
Yeah, I don't think I hope that wasn't a designed run. If it was a very poor decision from the staff of the Polar Bears.
Well, they're saying it's enough for a first down. So Hooper gets a gain of 11 on the play, it looks like.
Didn't look like a first down at all, but
It didn't from our angle, but, I mean, the ball's marked at the 32. They got the ball to 21.
hey,
So,
I'm
yeah.
not wearing my glasses, and they're in black and white next to the field. So we go Northridge coming back out in a very pressed situation here. 21 seconds left.
21 seconds and 2 timeouts left for the Polar Bears.
And they're in the gun, as they should be. 4 receivers out wide.
Hooper rolling to the right, or to the left, going deep.
And that's really deep.
He has the catch.
And
No, incomplete.
Slips just out of his hands. The contact of the ground shook it out.
That looked like it. Was that intended to Hines?
No.
Or maybe that was number 11, Michael Spears.
So flag on the play, though. Hold your breath, folks.
If this is roughing the passer, this will be huge.
Number 10, James Davis, the cover on that play, break it up.
They're pointing against West Carrollton. Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct against West Carrollton. It'll move the ball up 15.
So a huge mistake by the Pirates here.
That'll
You have
put them out about midfield.
You have a 28-6 lead. Come on.
It's going to give a first down for Northridge. Put the ball about 47.
47. If you can maybe gain 20 more,
If
a
you're
long field goal with the wind at your back.
if you're West Carrollton's defense, though, you can't make those kind of mental mistakes, especially in this situation.
Not with up 22 points at home.
And Hooper, obviously, with a bigger arm than Harden,
Hooper's
he's
going
going
to
to run
run. He steps out of. No, he didn't step out of bounds.
for it.
Yes, he did.
He was
He
clearly
stepped out
of
at the
bounds.
45.
So 4 seconds ago, they're going to have to
4
to
seconds.
launch it.
It's going to be a heave and hope.
So Hail Mary is the only option here.
Timeout, Northridge. Their second of the first half.
So hopefully we'll see a little pitch action here.
This will be interesting. Maybe a hook and ladder. Couple laterals. I mean, you got to remember it cannot end on a defensive penalty.
I guess we'll see. We'll see how. Should be fun to see how this one ends.
Look at West Carrollton move Northridge's line back.
Yeah, they've been playing with a different kind of intensity today, Jared. It's very consistent.
Hooper took way too long to decide to run with that.
Yeah, Hooper. I'm guessing he has more of an arm. That's what I kind of saw from that lob.
Right, he can definitely throw it 50 yards down the field.
He aired it out way better than Harden did in that pick earlier. So we'll see if we'll see more of him from the game, or if this was just a late half.
I don't know.
Adjustment.
Down 22, you can't really afford to keep running the ball like they have been. Well, maybe it will be Hooper taking over this team at the second half.
Yeah, there's going to have to be some action taken. Something has to change. Clearly, 4 seconds left, 2nd and 1.
Second
Downs
and
really
one.
doesn't matter. It's score or not.
Everybody line up, run to the end zone.
Go left or right.
So here we go.
Hooper.
A whole 4 receivers lined up.
Hooper.
Left side. Oh, my goodness.
Hooper breaks the sack.
And he breaks 2. And he's going.
He's just going to run. And that'll be the end of the first half.
Got to
In
do what
our-
you got to do.
In our MVC. Oh, there's a flag on the play.
Hold the phone. LaShawn Hooper escaped the pressure. The offensive line kind of folded there. And now we got a flag on the field.
West Carrollton's holding against Northridge. They'll
That
decline the
won't matter.
penalty. And that'll do it for the first half. West Carrollton coming out and shocking the Northridge Polar Bears, leading 22 points, 28-6 at the half. In our City Barbecue MVCC Game of the Week, week number 2. We're going to toss it down to the bands, and we'll be back for the second half.
there. Stand up here, then we'll go back down together. Maybe we can shake off a pair or two. Freaks. Right behind me, right there. You've really come a long way over the past few years.
The West Carrollton Marching Band and Guard are looking forward to another successful, award-winning competition season.
All right, welcome back to the second half of our MVCC City Barbecue Game of the Week, week number 2. West Carrollton holds a 22-point lead, 28-6, and they are getting ready to receive this second half kickoff. So far, what that first half stood out to you, Jeff?
The toughness shown by number 35, Dakotas Turner, playing fullback and middle linebacker. As I said before the half, just a lot of durability shown with the way he runs and the way he comes to the point of attack on defense. And Northridge's mistakes really came back to bite him in the butt, especially at the end of the second half when they couldn't get anything going. Their offensive line's starting to fall apart slowly. And so I think they're just getting tired. West Carrollton has a lot of energy going into the second half. If they keep the momentum going, I have no doubt that this will be a blowout West Carrollton's side.
And even with a stalemate offensive line, running back for the Polar Bears, Twan Hines, has 105 rushing yards and a touchdown on 12 attempts. And the kick is off, going towards the sideline, and it'll go out of bounds.
That's a flag. That's going to come back to the 40.
So excellent starting field position for the Pirates.
And another player that stood out to me and that I was talking about earlier for the Pirates is Toby Lamb on defense. He's just on that end. He gets off so quickly and gets around that offensive line almost every time, constantly penetrating.
And you also can't, I mean, Tamar Coles,
Oh, yeah.
number 28, man with an 80-yard pick six, a 22-yard touchdown run.
Yeah,
And I think he has a touchdown catch too, don't he?
no, that was Jordan Joseph.
Okay.
But Tamar Coles has been everywhere. He's been shaking up the game with his elusiveness. But Jordan Joseph is another guy who runs the flex. He runs that kind of option, the motion in the backfield every once in a while in that formation they run, which is, I mean, both of those guys are being really effective in affecting the game immensely.
It'll be interesting to see how West Carrollton plays with a lead. And Dylan almost fumbles it, handing it off to, it looks like, number 35.
And Turner again with the handoff. And you're just going to continue to see his name and number be called tonight.
If he can get 5 yards every carry for the Pirates, I mean, that's on average almost a first down every 2 plays. They can hold on to this ball for a while and really make Northridge play into that passing style and make them or more mistakes their way.
So here we go, Dylan running the offense. Coles in the motion.
A pass up the middle, incomplete. It looked like it was intended to Joseph, and it was. You see the Connie Sue in the background there. So 3rd and 6 from the 39.
After the incomplete pass, let's see if Tristan Dillon shakes that off and continues his streak of confidence in the first half. Hopefully carries over for West Carrollton's sake. The clock ticking down.
Play clock's at 5.
They're going to set now.
Hiked it 2. Pitch goes out to Joseph. Joseph has the first
Joseph
down.
has a seam. Joseph has a seam.
And he's pulled out of bounds at the 35. Maybe the 34. And Joseph with a huge run on 3rd down to convert and put him deep into Polar Bear territory.
And if you watch the West Carrollton's formation, and you'll see 2 running backs line up like tight ends, and that's Joseph and Tamar Coles, and they have been ripping them with those motions all night long. That formation has worked for them continuously, and I have no doubt that they'll keep on with it, Jared.
Actually, Joseph was pushed out at the 44, so they'll move it 10 yards back from where it looked like he was pushed out.
Keeping it pounding here.
35 with the carry up the middle, dragging 2 Polar Bears down to the 37. Looked like number 50, Javon Andrews, got on him at the line of scrimmage right there, and he drags him 6 more yards.
Turner keeps those legs churning. That toughness, as I was talking about right after the first half, still keeps it going. So West Carrollton really taking up the whole entire play clock for this whole game.
And they have the whole night there, hiking it at about 3-2 left on there. Turner with the carry again, and he will be close to a first down, maybe a gain of 1.
And time of possession becomes a way bigger factor when you start to take the lead.
Right, and with Northridge really being unable to pass the ball like they were in the first week against Bethel, this is going to be a hard one for Northridge to try to come back. They have to get a stop here on 3rd down.
Northridge defense is patiently waiting.
Play clock's down to 14.
Really soaking up that clock as much as they can as
And
they
really,
march down the
it's
field.
good discipline, good clock management. You have a 22-point lead. Hold the ball as much, less penalties or less mistakes.
Turner
And
takes it. Turner spins.
And he's tackled at the 32. But
that-
it's enough for a Pirates first down.
That low center of gravity is such an advantage there when you go under those defensive linemen.
Watch him. Just rips off the tackle by number 18, Trevin Mays. 1st and 10 from the 32.
So they're going to continue to run it, pound it, continue to pace that clock down as much as they can.
Play clock's at 10. Dillon lines up under center. He's almost taller than most linemen, it looks like. 35 gets the... No, Dillon keeps it. And Dillon might have enough for a first down.
And beautiful play action motion again.
Down to the 25, so he'll be about 2 yards short.
Those play fakes are another example of perfect execution. Number 14, Tristan Dillon, bringing it back again with 20 on the play clock.
Oh, they broke the huddle early. Now the Pirates got to watch out. And that is a false start. Too many men moving on the line.
Really
Once the linemen put their hand down, they cannot move.
Really need to get that
That's
together.
just fundamental plays or fundamental mistakes. So now it'll be second and about 8.
So still 28-6 with a third of the time almost off here at the third quarter. West Carrollton still has possession and still is running the ball with will.
This is kind of a turn of how our game of the week went last week. Last week, Mason and Springboro, neither team really held on to the ball more than 2 or 3 minutes at a time. Pitch goes out to Joseph. Joseph has a hole. He has the first down. Looks like he's out to the 21. So it'll be enough for a first down.
Joseph's acceleration to open field, it was very impressive, and it keeps on getting more impressive. As you see at the City Barbecue replay, he just ends up mowing right in, knocking over corner Daryl Story, number 6 there.
Play or clock starts once the ball's set. Play clock's under 10. Nope. Joseph with the pitch again. Or no, that's 28. That's Chomar Coles.
And this team, I can't just comment on. I can't comment enough on how composed they look. They're just doing everything with ease and running their system.
Right. This is by far something completely new that we've seen out of West Carrollton the last 3 years under Hatcher.
Definitely.
And under the new head coach for this first year.
Hawk deserves a lot of praise here. Already in week 2, his system is coming alive.
2nd and 5 from the 17.
Only second down. Let's see if they can execute again.
35 gets the carry up the middle. No, I think Dillon keeps it, and Dillon has a touchdown for the Pirates.
So swift with the play fake, and they ran that play all game, just perhaps luring them in with a perfect play action.
I've been waiting for that one to Dillon follow him or to follow 35 up the middle, and he did. And it just paved the way open for an easy 17-yard run.
He doesn't really look that fast until he's running next to everybody.
All right.
Those strides
long
catch up.
strides.
Yeah. So Tristan Dillon.
6'6". I mean, he can clear 2-3 yards at a single. Kick is up. And no good. So West Carrollton leads 34-6. I guess if there's something West Carrollton has to work on is kicking extra points this week in practice. Or at least blocking.
Yeah, definitely indeed.
But West Carrollton had a nice drive to start this second half, and hopefully, in their minds, that'll take Northridge out of the game, make them have to now throw the ball. I mean, who knows? I guess we'll have to see who comes out at quarterback for the Polar Bears, if it'll either be Hardin or if it'll be Hooper.
Yeah, Hooper was their go-to guy for trying to throw the ball, but that offensive line has just been...
It's not been able to protect anything.
Diminishing constantly all night.
And it's all because of number 28 for the Pirates. Too many P's.
Number 21, Toby Lamb, getting back there.
No, him too.
Almost every chance he can.
He's the one coming off the edge, and Coles is the one defending the pass down the field.
Yeah, constant penetration.
Paisley's kick is a squib right up the middle, and that one might be, oh no, it's fielded by number 4, Lander. Lander's still not down, and he's hit hard at the 36.
Toby Lamb playing with a lot of energy still in this mid-third quarter.
About the average of where the Polar Bears have started all their drives. Hines is on the field, and it looks like Hooper's coming out.
And I think this might be a quarterback change for the rest of the game. Harden is
on the bench.
sideline, yeah. Hooper definitely looking more athletic so far and with a way stronger arm.
Hooper back to pass, complete to number 13, but a flag on the play. Mason Penley with a catch out to the 41, but it'll be negated by a false start. False start. I think we put the keys to the game with the wrong team. What Northridge has had way too many unnecessary penalties and has really stalled all their drives.
That was a perfect 5-yard completion, get a flow and kind of get confidence going, but immediately shut down.
For Hooper coming off the bench and starting in a blowout game. 1st and 15 from the 30. Hooper back to pass. Going deep. Has 88 wide open. And 88 looked like he was just a little bit too slow. That's Brandon Murphy. 6'2", 190-pound senior. A little bit less air, and I think Murphy celebrating in the end zone.
And that was a ferocious hit on the pass rush there.
Murphy just now off the field. Play clock's already down to 10. Hooper in the middle of the field. Hines to his right. Penley goes in motion top to bottom. Number 6, Daryl Story, it looks like, will have a first down catch. Is that number 6?
So a very good completion for about 14 yards there. It'll bring out 3rd and inches. As you see on the replay.
It is number 6, Daryl Story.
Just a little catch. Little screenplay almost.
That's what Northridge needs to keep doing. West Carrollton seems to be attacking at the middle of the defense, throw it out to the wide, and Hooper is under
That's
pressure.
That's going to be a keeper from the quarterback, and he gets the first
down and into Pirates territory at the 49 and a half.
Good pursuit by Tamar Coles on the edge to chase him out of bounds and keep that play from going anywhere.
So Northridge is kind of having themselves a nice little drive here, already to midfield and only the 3rd play of their drive.
Yeah, this is what they needed to do earlier. This is way too late for this kind of play. I mean, anything happens on Friday night, Jerry.
Right, that's why you play until the clock stays 0. Hooper scrambling. Hooper has a first down run. He spins out of it, and he's...
There's a wall. I can't do anything. I don't either.
And it's going to be enough for
That's enough for a first down, and I believe Hooper's down.
And they just put him in, and he might be out pretty quickly. Injury timeout on the field. Number 8 is down.
And there's a penalty on the play.
Another yellow flag thrown as well. Shown to Hooper. He'll be in all of our prayers tonight. With well regards for this young man.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the Polar Bears' own the West Carrollton's 49-yard line. And now you see Harden in the backfield, along with Hines.
So 4 for 10, 100 yards and a touchdown last week. It wasn't doing much, but
I think he's 0 for 1 with a pick 6.
Yeah, making a lot of mistakes in the first half. So we'll
Hines
see what
gets
happens.
the carry, makes a tackle miss, breaks another tackle.
Spin,
and
stiff
can't
arm,
spin out of
gathered
that
up.
one. And he maybe gets to the 50 for a gain of 1.
Great open field instinct there by Tamar Coles, making plays all night.
I think number 10 also gets credited with a tackle, James Davis.
Bring up second down and 9.
No, that is all 28. Tamar Coles.
8 on the stop for the Pirates. Davis and Coles.
I mean, if you're Northridge, you do not have time to sit and waste.
Not at
25
all.
seconds every play.
You got to call them plays, especially if you're going to run it like that.
Runs like that ain't going to win you a football game or get you points to get it close.
They don't have time.
Harden back to pass. Throws a bullet to 13. That is Mason Pensley. And he has enough for a first down for the Polar Bears out to the 38.
Those are the kind of plays that you're going to have to make if you want to get back in this game. If you're the
And you
Polar
got to
Bears.
make them quick. You got to have 2 or 3 plays called coming out of a complete pass like that stops the clock.
3 words: quick, decisive, and consistent. On these type of comebacks, you still got a little bit of time. Almost 18 minutes of play left. They could still crank this out easily.
It's just 4 touchdowns. Hines gets the handoff.
He's going to the outside. He has an edge. He has the edge.
He has a first down and more.
He has the edge.
And he's pushed out at looks like the 20.
And we got a first down and more, but there's laundry on the field.
So they get there, and
Another penalty flag.
very good run, but another yellow flag, as you said, Jared.
Hines probably has over 200 yards rushing if we keep the penalty flags in the ref's pocket.
So we're going to see what the penalty is here.
No, holding against Northridge. That is a drive killer. Hines had a good run right there. It was a first down run and puts him into the red zone.
It's so bad.
And that's going to be a 10-yard penalty.
So now it's going to be, instead of 1st and 10, it's going to be 1st and 16?
First down, and we'll make it about
Brutal.
1st and 15.
It's a brutal takeback, especially after such a great run. He earned that one right there. Harden.
and a pass.
Incomplete.
Ball's incomplete for Northridge.
It's your win.
Pass was by number 5.
No, we're up after the third quarter.
Harden, the quarterback for Northridge. Pass falls incomplete.
So Harden just had a good completion and run. Run taken back by the penalty marker. 2nd and 15 now. And they got to get these plays down rather quickly if they're going to make a comeback here.
4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
And a
It's gonna be a
timeout on the
timeout.
field. It looks, yep, Northridge.
The play clock was running down. Timeout makes sense right there.
Tonight's MVCC High School Football Game of the Week is sponsored by Barbecue, or City Barbecue.
Sponsored by Barbecue.
Yeah, well, City Barbecue is one of the best barbecue places around.
Desi Crabtree, Macy Patton, Bianca Adams, Linda Owens.
So as the clock ticks down, and still only the second drive
Skylar Bruce.
in this third quarter, looking more bleak by the second.
This is looking to go West Carrollton's way. I don't want to say it too early yet.
Call it how it is, man. 34-6, halfway through the third quarter. Team that hasn't got anything going all night.
You hear the student section getting into it.
Camera. What's she saying? Okay. This is camera 2. She is camera
Bring it into the line.
Out of the Northridge timeout. Harden back to pass. Harden
trying to be
throws it.
decisive.
Hines with a
Oh.
beautiful catch. Almost breaks the tackle.
That was spectacular despite the yardage gain. That was just great composure.
A good catch there by Hines.
Bad throw there by Harden, only 6 feet away from the actual play. Couldn't make it still.
Looking at the rest of West Carrollton's schedule, I mean, they lost 42-0 last week at Miami, or Little Miami. They're beating Northridge now 34-6, almost the fourth quarter. Then they're home for Preble, Shawnee, and Piqua the next 2 weeks. Then they start division play at Sydney the 22nd of September.
Mason Harden back over the middle to Todd Hines.
Hines with a catch out of the backfield for a first down.
I think they'll call it incomplete.
I think they're calling him down at the 25. I think the ball came out at the end.
Okay.
And then after Sydney, they play Trotwood Madison. Then Friday the 6th of October, they play Fairmont. Then they're at Xenia. Home for Fairborn, that's senior night. And then they're at Stebbins to close out the season. After the big third down conversion, the Polar Bears back to pass. Hines gets the carry up the middle, breaks one tackle, and maybe has a gain of 6 on the play.
Clock ticking down.
Northridge taking way too much time off the clock. Lamb and Davis get the combo or split the tackle there.
And Northridge has taken more time off the clock than West Carrollton did. Really not making sense right here.
And another flag on the play.
That is not good.
No, that is against the Pirates. It looks like it's encroachment. So that's a free 5 yards, and that's a first down for the Polar Bears. That'll be put them down at the 15.
Bad mental mistake there by the Pirates, a mistake they can afford at this point.
Then you look at the rest of Northridge's schedule the rest of the year. They lost 63-22 against Bethel week 1. They're losing to West Carrollton now. Then they're at Troy Christian, at Milton Union. Then they are home for Carlisle, at Dixie. Home for Waynesville, Bellbrook, at Preble, Shawnee, and they close out the season against Middletown Madison.
As Twan Hines gets about to the 3. And we got another injury on the field. Number 10, James Davis holding his arm after that one. And he got his arm under Twan Hines' foot and is holding it.
That's not good.
Requesting to get out of the game, and they're swapping it now. Late swap on the defensive side of
Hines
the
gets
ball.
the carry up the middle. Hines
He's going to be
down
stopped.
to the 4, maybe the 3. This West
Great
Carrollton
stop at the line.
defense is starting to crank it back up.
They're really stingy and consistent today, Jared.
They're ready for the hike, or they're ready to run on the hit.
And
This is a good shot. Look at the Pirates on second down, trying to stop them. Their second goal with the pirate ship in the background. A bad snap by Harden. Harden just falls on it, and he's back at the 12.
And Toby Lamb brings them down.
Harden on the cover for Northridge, as they're going to lose about 5 or 6 on that play.
The Northridge Polar Bears playing dreadful football so far throughout the game.
Third and goal from about the 13.
Third and goal, 13 yards out from the end zone. Harden takes a snap.
Throws it to Hines. Hines has one man to beat. He beats him. He's at the 5 and pushed out at maybe the 4.
And there's that stingy, active West Carrollton defense.
So it'll be 4th down and about 5. This is definitely 4-down territory. You're going to hear the West Carrollton student section get loud. This is probably the play of the game as it's under a minute left in the third quarter.
34-6 with 50 seconds to go in the third quarter.
There we go, Northridge setting up rather quickly.
Twan Hines moves from the right side to left side of the quarterback, and
And
the ball's on the
another
ground.
bad snap.
Hines picks it up, and he's getting drove back. And West Carrollton's defense comes up with another huge stop.
Mistake
on 4th down.
after mistake, and Northridge, that might, they just closed the coffin. They haven't quite nailed it, but they definitely closed
It's
it.
shut. Now it's just time to start piling on the dirt.
And you know they're going to do it.
Watch Hines picks the ball up, and it's smart play, but he is just kidding. Pushed back and back by this relentless Pirates defense.
And number 20, Austin Couch, and Toby Lamb, number 21, on the stop there. A swarm of Pirates came to the ball.
Now, if you're West Carrollton, you have to hold on to the ball.
They've been really well composed, and I'd be surprised to see anything different on this drive.
Dillon hands the ball off to 35. He has the hold to the left side. He has pushed out at about.
And once again, Dakota's Turner showing that toughness, and those legs just keep on churning until he gets knocked out of bounds. He is not going to the ground.
Andrew Hall with the tackle for the Polar Bears, a gain of 9.
And those are the kind of plays that have been the staple of the West Carrollton offense all day, and those are the kind of plays that are going to keep on running until the clock hits 0.
I think that'll be the last play of the third quarter. Going into the fourth and final quarter of week number 2, West Carrollton Pirates hold a big lead, 34-6 over the visiting Polar Bears from Northridge.
And this is a plot twist.
This is definitely not what I was expecting. I expected this game to be a whole lot closer.
It's the first time I've seen West Carrollton on the right side of a blowout, I got to say, in my lifetime.
I would have to say the same thing.
I'm not throwing shots at the Pirates, but
No, I mean, by far,
let's be honest.
This is a whole new team. Derek Hawk is definitely got something going here with this Pirates in his first year, his second game, first one at home.
This is a recreation. They're taking time of possession serious. They're taking it as a serious statistic. They're using it to their advantage. Every single little mistake that Northridge has made tonight,
The defense has capitalized.
yeah, they've been voiding those little holes that the Northridge has left for them, and they're just salvaging every little thing they can, winning the game with their toughness and opportunistic enthusiasm. Man, they're keep on pushing. You can tell that sideline is jumping.
The cheerleaders have the student section going,
Yeah, everything's
And
going
really-
right in West Carrollton tonight, man.
and the weather's held off for tonight. What was supposed to be rain all night from 5 o'clock on.
The rain didn't seem to affect the game at all.
It's not even windy outside like it.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of moving right or from right to top to bottom of your screen.
Getting a little nicer as the night goes. So Tristan Dillon going to lead his Pirates back.
2nd and 2, start of the fourth quarter. Joseph goes in, and that's a false start. So this will push it back. It'll be 2nd and 7.
You guys been staring at a wall. Because I don't know how to switch cameras.
So it'll be 2nd and 7 from the 16.
So camera 1, camera 2, and then in the background you can hear Nick talking about random crap.
Tristan Dillon bringing into play for the Pirates.
So the 6-6 field general after the penalty is going to bring it back to the line.
Second and about 7.
Joseph goes from bottom to top. He gets the pitch out to the right side. He
Toss
has
to
a
number
hole,
1. He has a hole.
and he has a first down and more out to the 30.
And that's a concept that
And
is
there's a
excellently unnecessary roughness to the outside.
A late hit out of bounds.
And bad composure there. Northridge Polar Bears showing a lot of frustration with Joseph, shoving him out of bounds. And I think I saw a little shove on the other side of that afterwards as well.
It's a gain of about 15, I'd say, and then plus another 15 for the penalty. It's a dead ball, personal foul against Northridge.
And dumb mistakes puts them even further under. And that has been the story of the night.
It'll take it from the 30 and put it out to the 4. Well, that's not 15 yards, but
Hey,
it's a 13-yard penalty.
I don't wear a black and white shirt. I don't know about
I
you.
don't know. I can't count to 15 either. But that's why we're up here.
Yep, that's why we're up here. And they're down there. Here we go. 1st and 10. Renewed downs for the mentally absent Polar Bears.
Joseph throws up, or Dillon
That's
to
a pass
Joseph.
over the middle. Jordan Joseph is running in open field, and he stumbles.
Oh, fumble at the end. And Polar Bears recovered in the end zone. That'll take it out to the 20.
And
So a catch and run of about 35, 40 yards and a fumble at the end.
I'm not even sure how to gather my emotions about that one, Jared. That switched so fast.
That's
one thing happened, and next thing I know, it was saying another thing. So
He was tripped up at about the 20
yeah,
and lost it. And you see here in the replay.
Alrighty then. Jordan Joseph should not be down about that play at all. He has been working his butt off all night. And that was just a mistake. It's just a little tiny mistake and not very costly at all.
No, not with your team up 34-6. Just start of the fourth quarter.
If I'm his teammates, I'm over there saying, hey, look at the scoreboard. And here we go. Northridge calling plays now. At this point, it almost doesn't matter unless something significantly changes.
Touchdown onside, touchdown onside, touchdown onside.
And Toby Lamb,
with a big sack in the backfield.
one of the players of the game, and that just been persistent all night. That's what happens, man.
It's a 5-yard sack.
Stop. What a great read. And Northridge going to lose 5 on the play.
Toby Lamb producing a lot of energy, always pressing on those offensive linemen. He has been all night, man.
Plays coming in from the sideline for the Polar Bears.
So I think he should be getting a lot of praise after this game. When they're watching him film and they're whooping, I'm going to be saying his last name. And Toby Lamb
Pitch out to
on the other side.
That's he. However you say his name. Sean he.
And Toby Lamb on the tackle again. He is just about everywhere tonight.
It's like the defense is full of him. 2 or 3 different ones on the field, but I don't even think they gained a yard.
Yeah, that's
Gain of 2.
the man who had 12 tackles, an interception, and a forced fumble last week. Getting some sacks, getting just some
At
major
least
penetration.
3.
He's disrupting the game in just about every way.
Watch him. He's right there at the end of the line for the Pirates.
Number 21.
It was raining. Michelle was raining at all.
And that's an incomplete pass.
And this is, you got to punt it here if you're Northridge.
I'm done.
Little John on the play, and it falls incomplete. And that's going to bring up 4th down for the Polar Bears.
I know where else.
And, yep, here comes the punting unit for the Polar Bears.
And they're just about accepting their fate here. 10 minutes left in the fourth.
On to punt is number 64.
They're down 4 touchdowns, which I'm kind of surprised they're not going for it. But
Not on your own 13-yard line or 17-yard line.
I don't think it matters at this point, Jared. I just think they need touchdowns.
Very late substitution.
Just trying to signal that they had 10 men on the field. They kept counting and major miscommunication, even more mistakes for the Polar Bears here at the end of the game.
Flag on the field. False start.
Another one. The word false start is laughable at this point in the game.
And that's going to make it about 4th and 19. As the Polar Bears prepare to kick.
Here we go, the punt from the end zone.
Terrible short punt.
That's going to be a net about 25.
26-yard line.
Well, you go for the line of scrimmage. It was on the 17,
Yeah, well,
and it only gets to the 20,
that was a 26.
26, so it's a punt of 9 yards.
I'm trying to help him out here, Jared.
I know. Put your glasses on.
Mike Treon, Greg Clements, Greg Mills, Jeremy Lee.
There we go, an exuberance of confidence coming from the West Carrollton band there. All smiles on the WC sideline tonight. Great home win. Should give them significant advantage. I don't want to say win too early, but
It's a win.
it's looking pretty bad.
It's a win.
Pirates bringing it to the line.
So same old formation. You see number 1, number 28 on the edges.
Hey, hell, if you're West Carrollton,
Number
When was-
35.
when was the last
Curtis
time you
Turner
scored
behind
40
him.
points in a game?
I
Right
well,
now.
couldn't tell you.
Oh, I thought 28 was going to have
Tamar
a yard.
Coles, you see that
Oh.
motion pitch? You've been seeing it all night, folks. Doesn't stop.
Let's take a
See
look
on
at
the
this.
City Barbecue replay. Tamar Coles just goes in between those two defenders. The outside linebacker, however, catches up with him at the last second. So good pursuit. Number 18, Trevin Mays of Northridge.
Coming to the line and under 10 minutes left in the game.
So flipping their formation, the two receivers on the right side now.
It's not that difficult as she's making it seem. Like, I know it's not that difficult.
Dylan hands off to
And Dakota's Turner, another carry on the ninth, the workhorse. And you got to admire those kind of backs that are just taking it up the middle the whole game and getting beat up by that line and still continue to do what they do. Dakota's Turner with an immense amount of energy still running into the heart of this defensive line and playing starting middle linebacker all night. Definitely test the durability of a player. And Coles will be out of his usual position, and Jerome Mack will be put in there as the left flex back. And official timeout so Turner can get his shoe back on. So the play will be taken off right about now.
looks like the last time West Carrollton scored 30 points in a game, Dylan with a keeper up the middle, was 2012 when they lost to Greenville 32-31.
Wasn't a loss?
It was a loss.
Of course.
Keep going back. They've surpassed. They scored 22 points twice last year. Once in the win against Greenon, and then once in a 28-22 loss to Sydney.
So they do play good at times. Sydney has that star halfback too.
It's not a star.
You don't think Bowser's the star?
If you get 60 touches a game and you can't get 2,000 yards a year like he does, you're not a star, you're the workhorse. Joseph with a pitch to the outside. Joseph might have a touchdown. He has his second one of the game.
And Jordan Joseph shakes off the fumble. And West Carrollton is gonna see that first digit in 4. The first time since 2012, you said, right?
Right.
2012, okay. Oh, Jordan Joseph just sealing the edge and no gas in the tank. That was a sad series by Northridge, merely jogging to the sideline trying to stop Joseph.
Extra points up and good. West Carrollton with a 41-6 lead. And this invokes that 30-point rule with the running clock.
And for a team who has been the laughingstock of GWalk.
A team that is averaging the running clock by the second half is now got the running clock on a team.
Such a great turnaround here at West Carrollton. It's refreshing. Refreshing to see West Carrollton atop by so much. It's been a long time coming. The city's finally getting what they deserve. Let's not speak too soon, as it's only week 2, but
they got a couple easy games coming up. Preble, Shawnee, Sydney. Ooh. I feel sorry for those next two teams against this Pirates defense.
If they keep their composure and toughness throughout this run, I have no doubt in my mind that they can turn around the entire image of their football team, the entire image of their athletics program in general. As the usual kicker, Brett Paisler will kick it off.
And a squib. Oh, fielded by number 88. That's Brandon Murphy on the 41.
So soak it up. One of the last times of this game you get to see Toby Lamb perform. He has been an outstanding player tonight on defense, perhaps one of the players of the game. Mason Harden drops back and
incomplete pass.
Slide it to the side, but Story dropped it.
The clock should still be running.
So here we go. This game shouldn't be over in no time, as the running clock has been established and the blowout is almost in the books. It's been an awful showing.
By the
Downright
Polar Bears.
dreadful. Yeah, Polar Bears have not had
And-
anything going.
And that fan gets a souvenir.
Intended for number 9, Little John on the play. And it falls
I feel like Dell Earnhardt Sr.
bring up third down for Northridge. Help me also give a big thank you to all the trainers and medical staff that is here.
As we wind down this MVCC Game of the Week, week number 2, presented by City Barbecue, Miami Valley Adapted Sports. It's definitely been a surprise here as the Pirates have put on the running clock and have dominated this game from the beginning against the Polar Bears in a 41-6
I
game.
never thought I'd say this.
Harden going deep.
Oh,
and
that's
it's
picked off.
intercepted.
That is picked off. Number 15, Darian Matthews. The senior picks it off, and that is the nail
That's
in the
the
coffin.
icing on the
It
cake.
is done. It's over.
Stick a fork in it. This one's done.
Halfway through the fourth quarter, I never
Watch
thought I'd
this.
say this.
Watch this. It just falls right in his hands.
I never thought I'd say this, but on a high school scale, the West Carrollton Pirates have played exhilarating football tonight. They have gotten the fans into it. Got downright dirty.
Personal foul, roughing the passer called on the Pirates.
So that's not going to be a pick at all, actually. It takes away from Matthews' statistics a little bit, but does not take away from this West Carrollton W. They should still play the rest of this game with as much pride as they played it with the whole entire beginning.
Into Pirate territory on the Pirates' 43-yard line.
And the clock continues to wind. Harden. That's a handoff to Hines. Breaks one tackle and goes down, maybe a gain to the line of scrimmage. Oh.
And number 66, Castle Carter,
66 Carter, I believe, with all that.
coming to the top of the tackle.
That's going to bring
And so Twan Hines has had an excellent game, a matter of fact, getting over 100 yards just in the first half. But despite his effort, his teammates, the Northridge in general, just made so many mental mistakes tonight. And when they tried to switch quarterbacks, the backup got injured. So not really anything going their way. Oh,
Nice
my
catch.
goodness. So good catch, but number 10, James Davis, on the ferocious hit.
13, Mason Penley with a big catch out of the air. But a big hit by number 10, as you said, James Davis.
Davis on the stop for the Pirates. It's going to bring up third down and about 5.
So if you see on the City Barbecue replay, lobs it up.
Way to
Davis
hold
just
on to the
goes
ball.
under
And he
him,
lands
though.
right on
And
the
you-
bottom of his back. What would that?
Number 2, Smith for Northridge on the reception.
Number 2, Dylan Smith catching the ball from Mason Harden on that play.
Enough for a first down.
And I'm going to stop it
Ball going to be
temporarily
on the 32-yard line.
to move the change.
No, the clock shouldn't stop anyway. The clock should continue to run no matter what.
Clock continuing to run with 4.5 minutes to go in the game.
Here we go, Mason Harden. Drops back. He looks like a miscommunication as he goes to pitch it to his halfback and instead just keeps it up the middle. And that goes nowhere again into the heart of the Pirates defense.
Now, as the clock counts down, I need to give you just a message, folks, that just for your safety, keep in mind, just for your safety, please, to the students, do not rush the field, do not be
3:55 left. Harden going deep.
do not want you to do that. As a
Incomplete. Intended to number 2, Smith. Tonight's game is also sponsored by Miami Valley Adapted Sports. Miami Valley Adapted Sports is a Paralympic sports club that provides recreational and competitive sporting opportunities. for individuals with physical disabilities. Harden going deep to the end zone. And that is, oh, well, Dylan Smith was playing defense on that one.
Yeah, Dylan Smith goes up for the ball. Swatted away by Kyle Luneke, the senior corner.
Fourth and 10.
Everybody.
Harden going back. Harden going to get tackled. Is that number 21 again?
No, number 42.
42.
Number 42, John Sumlian.
Just wanted to message the student section that they want you to stay put because the football team wants to come over and sing with you guys.
So West Carrollton will take over with 2:20 and counting left.
The football team is going to come sing with you guys at the end of this game.
And really all West Carrollton has to do is take a couple knees and go home, go into the long weekend with a win.
Yeah, we are.
Is that the police department right there?
Can we just not have them come back?
Also like to give a thanks to the West Carrollton Police Department for being out here, out on the track. Give them a big thank you.
Play clock's down to 15, but it don't really matter.
West Carrollton taking over on downs and brings it first and 10 on their own 27.
Oh, am I live? Because
And
Victory
Dylan,
formation. Dylan takes one knee at 1:30.
Run this clock out.
It'll be 25 seconds.
yeah, there shouldn't be any rebuttal by Northridge. They have not scored in this second half at all.
Around you and see that it might get to the proper receptacle. It would benefit us a lot. Clean up as we leave.
At a minute left. They look to take it. Well, no, they got still 7 seconds left on the play clock. They're going to hike it at 1 knee with 55 seconds left. Let's see how many more they'll have to take.
And the Pirates take another knee. Bring up third down.
Again, thank you to City Barbecue for tonight's sponsorship.
And Coach Houck just got drenched.
And the Gatorade bath to Coach Houken, his first win for the Pirates.
For being here tonight.
And give big credit to that man, perhaps the biggest star of tonight, completely changing the culture of this organization.
And on YouTube, you can catch the game.
Well, I think I know who my player of the game is. And that should be the final knee of the game. And West Carrollton is going to hold it off. A big win, 41-6 over the Northridge Polar Bears in dominating fashion, coming from the defense.
Surprising. They took advantage of every mistake, continued to play with durability and toughness throughout the game. Consistency was perhaps the biggest word. They ran all their plays and their system with just pure perfection, man.
41-6 is your final score. I mean, by far baffled, I guess is a word you can say.
Yeah, I would use that adjective by far.
Well, for another exciting week of MVCC Game of the Week, week number 2, West Carrollton wins 41-6 over the Polar Bears. Tune in next week as the Loveland Tigers travel to Miamisburg to take on the Vikings at Holland Field for week number 3. Thanks to MVCC, the students from Kettering, Fairmont, and West Carrollton High Schools, I'm Jared Bergstrom signing off with Jeff Allen. We'll see you next week.
That's all, folks.